that was too big. That was too big. And while I might be a size queen, there is such a thing as too big. And on that note, I have been listening to some good songs lately. By good, I mean like these songs that have just put me in this frame of mind where I can just fall into my meditation and see the things that I want to see. There's this song called Papaute, which is, I guess, Where Are You, Father? Something like that. I didn't look into it. That's just what I read in a comment section. So I'm going to assume that's what it means. Because it sounds good. It sounds nice. I can go with that. It's a very nice song. Listening to Michael Jackson's, Earth Song, They Don't Care About Us. I like Earth Song more. Because They Don't Really Care About Us gets a message across. And it's good to get that message across. But eventually it's like, okay, but what are we getting this message across for? We're getting it across for the Earth Song. And, how to help that in many different facets. I think there's something going on with a wildlife preserve in Chile or something, is trying to buy the mining rights to mine there. Which is, it's very interesting. It's pretty wild, not gonna lie, but I feel like I just don't think this is a debate. Like, this doesn't make sense as a debate. Like, it makes sense and it doesn't make sense. Well, how are you gonna get your stuff? Everybody needs stuff and we need to provide stuff. It is not until the last water well is poisoned, all animals are dead, and no trees can grow because they've been all chopped down and burned, and the soil is basically just shit, that we realize we cannot eat money. And that is, it's not paraphrasing, that was extending what that actually is, what was actually said. But the whole point being, I don't know, this just doesn't feel like a debate. It just feels like, okay, this is an obvious no. Let's figure out, until you can figure out how to not hurt the ecosystem and pay people correctly and do XYZ, these activities should not be participated in. And I know we need money to survive, and I've just been hearing about so much pain, especially heard this story about a guy that got injured at work in several different ways, and they also have a shaky disease. I can only put it like that because I don't want to give too much away, but he has a shaky disease, and he's been living with it for quite a long time, still has to work in a laborious facility, got injured, and his insurance only covers 10 days, and he damn well needs more than 10 days of rehabilitation to solve the problems that have just occurred and the previous problems that were never solved. So that makes me sad, and that is why I have to start this nonprofit. I have to start this charity, like a genuine charity, and the things that it does. And I really got to figure out what goes into it and not just talk about it. But I do want to talk about it now just to get the ideas out there. I have a treasury. It has roughly $1,200 in it, $1,000 cash and roughly $200-ish, depending on the time and day and date of, the state of the economy, of silver. I want to buy copper. I want to buy gold. I want to add, other cash as well. Eventually even, just not just like this monetary thing, but like useful resources I want to add to the treasury, but that comes way later. I'm literally talking about like food, like a bank of food that it has to go. We're growing so much, it has to go, it has to leave, and not doing farming in such a inhumane and capitalistic way. If we have enough, we have enough. If we don't, I'm sorry, we're not going to encroach and, put different aspects of the operation at risk And by risk, I mean morally compromising ourselves to do something for the quote-unquote benefit, because the means justifies the end. I don't know. I want to have a bunch of different things in here, but it starts with getting more business in real estate, which is... Ooh, hi, bud. Scared me. I might have to put these windows up. But listen, it's a bee. He's not going to hurt me. And I've said that before. I've only been stung once. But quite literally, they built a beehive in a wobbly, like, behind a broken outside step. And I stepped on that step. So it's like I'm stepping on their house. So by no choice, they got to sting me. It's like, listen, man, whether you meant to or not, you might have almost killed our queen. We got to stab you. You're going to live. We gotta stab you. Just 1, 2, and it was behind my, like, it was behind my knee. So every time I bent my leg, it would itch and I would feel it and it would hurt. I got 2 right next to each other, I think behind my right leg. Ugh, that sucked. First time, last time. So I get it, man. If you encroach, if you do something bad, it's like, listen, there's a punishment. It doesn't mean we hate you. You're probably a cool guy. But even if Jesus did it, we got to stab Jesus. The Romans did it for less. We're doing it out of necessity, or so we say. But the whole point being, I need to get more business in real estate because I need to grow this treasury. I need to create a charity, and I need to keep up operating costs and things like that. So this treasury that I'm going to officially put, have my charity that I will eventually open up this year, I will have them handle the treasury. So that way, once we reach certain benchmarks and goals and different things like that, we can pay for people's medical expenses. You know what I mean? Like, work out a deal. I want to not only help people pay, but, just kind of pay the people directly so much more than I want to, just pay this large bill all the time, which, it still might be large because it is expensive to live in this country for whatever reason. But the point being is that if I could pay the doctors personally, if I could pay, the nurses, the physical therapists, even the physical therapist assistants, the interns. Oh my God, the people who have to do rotations and are interning for no pay, fucking 40-hour weeks, taking away from their health. Like, that's ridiculous. That's crazy. You know what I mean? So I need to help those people if we're all going to do better together. So how do you help? I don't want just donations. I really don't. I know that sounds weird for a charity to not just accept donations. I don't know if you have to. I don't think you have to accept any donations. So I will be accepting no donations ever, simply because I don't want it to ever be labeled or be suspected of being bought and paid for. I am effectively taxing the real estate industry by taking a portion of my paycheck, of my commission, each and every single time. And it will grow over time as I get deeper into this business and do bigger deals, more deals, and different things like that. But as of right now, I want to take 10% because as of right now, with the broker that I'm at, I have a 40-60 split, which, say what you will, the fucking brokerage fees, expensive as well, and that's honest. So I don't want to hear shit from my own brokerage either. It's honest. It's a lot. It's a lot, and it's a lot. So, anyways, good brokerage. Love them. Appreciate it. Everything like that. As of right now, 60-40. So basically, I'm going to end up keeping about half my paycheck. No matter what it is, I'm going to take 10% and put that towards my charity, whatever that might be for a deal, rentals, investments, buy, sell, whatever. Buy, sell, rent, property manage? That one might be... I have to look back at that one. I don't know if I have the brain power to do that simultaneously while I talk to the... Yeah, I don't think so. I'm already misspeaking. Anyways, so if we do a deal together, every time I get my commission, I take 10% out, and the other 30, or fucking 40 as of right now. It'll eventually go to 30 after I do my first 5 deals. I've only done 1, and I have 4 more, actually. I have 4 more. I have 4 in the pipeline. Nothing is signed yet, but I have 4 in the pipeline that, like, big ones, good ones, that can make me good fucking money. Oh my God. I need to do an event this year. You know, I need to start the charity. There's charity operation costs, and the IRS needs to see that, and can't use them as tax havens, shelters, whatever. So, no, but I want to do, you know, clean up events. I want to do events. I want to do, like, literally, like, follow me. I have $5,000 in my hand. We're going to go into this facility, and, you know, like, I would like to, well, I don't know. It'd be hard to just show up and say, hey, we're here to do something, and not contact them before. That's probably pretty fucking rude. So I will contact these people prior and ask them, like, hey, I know you can't tell me what people's bills are, but I have money that I would like to donate to pay off these people's, you know, bills. Whenever can I come in one day, and whether they want to tell me or not, because you never know. They might say no. They might say, like, no, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. What, you want to fucking pay my medical bills? Like, okay, yeah, I guess that's kind of weird in a day and age where I guess kindness is seen as weird. But that bird was flying weird. Not to be that guy, but I did notice that bird was flying a little weird. No. Imagine that's where you have your schizophrenic break. Like, the birds, they're watching me. I'm talking about taxes. I'm talking about taxing the real estate business, and they fucking sent their birds to watch me. No. But I have 4, so I can get my 70-30 split, in which case I will then do 20%. So I'm still only keeping half of my paycheck, but now I'm doing 20%. The other 30 goes to the brokerage, whatever. The goal is to get to 90-10 if I'm going to stay with a brokerage, because eventually, because I don't think any brokerage is really going to do this unless I start, like, set the trend, because everything is funny and can be talked about, but nobody goes like, oh, that crazy guy that's talking about doing something crazy, you know? Fucking crazy. And then 5 years later, Bitcoin's a thing. You know what I mean? Regardless of how you feel about it, maybe listen to the crazy guy. I'm telling you, maybe. No. So I just want to do that. I want to be able to act upon every kind thought that I have, because I don't like feeling anger. I don't like having days where I'm like, murderer, you know? I think everybody kind of feels that right now. I think we all have, like, this I think we're all connected to this hive mind, heart, anatomical, about whatever, and a different plane of existence, different reality, where it's like, dude, we can feel this, you know? Or if you want to explain it as, you know, the ghost murmur thing, if you haven't heard about that, it's this machine that has the ability to detect the heartbeat within a 40 mile square radius. And, you know, I think people can just feel that next to each other. It's called vibes, you know, vibe. So you can feel that, and you can make decisions based off of that. And, you know, it's probably why you always know when someone's lying. Even through, like, it's harder to detect through, you know, video and everything. And they try to make you believe that you can't get away with it, but people go to the movies. Like, yes, we know it's a lie. You wouldn't classify it as a lie, because that takes the fun out of movies and TV shows. Hey, look, they're lying up there. They're lying about who they are. Bryan Cranston isn't the bald meth-making guy. What's his name? I never watched the show. I should know his name, though. Walter White? I'm going to go with Walter White. I feel like that sounds correct. So, yeah, he's not that guy. Brad Pitt isn't fucking Joe Black. If you haven't seen that movie, it's okay. It's good for the time, but I don't think it aged well. Still, if you're a movie buff and you think Brad Pitt's handsome, go watch it. I think it's good. But I digress, but God, I don't want to feel anger and have this like rah kind of attitude when I'm leading the rebellion. No, when I'm just trying to do what I feel is right, you know. And it's crazy that doing something that feels right can feel impossible sometimes, because you're all in your head and you're like, the second I try to do a nice thing, the government's gonna kill me. Or if I talk about some things and they don't like it and I gain enough notoriety, that man in the black suit's gonna be sitting in my house with my baby in his arms saying shh and telling me we need to have a chat. I don't know, but you can live in that world, or you can live in the world where it's like, okay, I just have to strive for the good ending no matter what. And the good ending does not require killing people or even so much hurting people with, you know, so much clear intention? I don't think that's the way I want to phrase that. It's not the way I have that depicted in my head. Just, no one wants to hurt somebody on purpose. At least good people don't. And I do believe most people are good. But we are what we depict, plain and simple. Does life imitate art, or art imitate life? And if one is true, both is true. And then that's up to you how you want to live your life from there, you know? Because if both are true, you can immediately go, then who the fuck cares? That's such a cop-out, but it's such a, you know, it's seen as viable, because it's like, well, how can you not just, fuck it, nothing matters. You know, it's very easy to fall into that. But at the same time, there's the opposite end, which is always true. We live in a paradox, which is, I hurt myself. Anyways, we live in this paradox where things can both, anything can happen and nothing can happen at all, you know? So, sorry, so much thought. I got hit with a wave of ADHD, and I completely lost my place in my head. But I think my point is kind of understood. God, I hope. Just, nobody should ever feel threatened for simply working on something that they think is cool, you know? Whether it's this, what I'm talking about, and helping people in this regard that kind of fucks with the economy and system of people who have had a lot of money in place for a very long time and don't want that fucked with, but would never actually fight with their hands and fists and, you know, like a decent human being. Fucking bunch of pussies. And the bigger pussies are the ones who protect the pussies. Y'all are even bigger pussies, quite literally. Y'all are pussies. Or it's people who work on cool things like anti-gravity and UFOs and nukes and things that are seen as so taboo, but it's like 11 scientists have died regarding this one project. That's insane. For any and every reason, that's absolutely insane, and I don't understand how that's allowed to happen. Like, I know why it's allowed to happen, because nobody can really enforce rules, clearly. You know, the only rules are, well, you live or you die. Survival of the fittest, bitch. I don't know what to tell you. Like, yes, but that's such a mean way of looking at it, you know? I'm going to say it this one time, and if you don't listen to this one episode, you'll never know what it stands for. Floor, yes. Jason's WOF. W-O-F. Am I doing this? This is like showing my dick to the world. I'm telling people what my WOF is. Wow, I'm doing this. Okay, actually, okay, no, I'll wait till the end. We're not at the end. I'll wait till the end. I promise. I got you guys. Anyways, it's so weird that they have to die. Why did they die? Why? What's going on here? Because they knew too much? Oh, what a fucked up way of looking at it, dude. We can't just play and have fun. Do you understand that if death is like this permanent thing, which it kind of fucking seems to be, where something dies and you can never say hello to it again, it's gone like a toy. We are not that different from anything else. We just have overinflated egos until we are met with Are you going to deny death? The Denial of Death, a book that I kind of want to read, but seriously, like, hey, comes for all of us. But we let it happen. We let that happen. That's completely on purpose. People dying is completely on purpose, regardless of like war and healthcare and everything. Like, yes, those are the main things, but we all as a whole don't give a shit. I don't give a shit enough. As much as I talk about this, I don't give a shit enough. I'm sitting here talking about this, which I need to get my thoughts out. And it's also good so I can archive these things, listen back to myself, and remember who the fuck I was. Oh my God, don't ever let me lose my way. I will never lose my way. I can't keep pleading. Like, no, please don't let me. No, I will never lose my way. I can't and I won't. There's no room for me to. Because who's going to do this idea? I feel like even if this idea is done, is anybody really going to do it as good as they can? You can give somebody who's a really good singer all of Michael Jackson's songs, or all of Queen's songs, or all of anybody's songs who are, seen as very good for whatever reason. Whether it's the instrumentals, the voice, it doesn't come from the originating place. It's why a lot of things die after the quote-unquote owner, CEO, founder, brain, birther, father of it, mother. But once they're gone, it's like, yeah, it's never really the same, and you can tell, and you can feel it. I can go on several tangents, one of them being about, like, comic books and, things not having definitive endings, like, and not dying with their fucking authors, but the whole point being is I don't give a shit enough despite what I say, and that has to change. I think I've done better over time. I'm still doing these as inconsistent uploading wise. Like, there's no schedule for this as I've been. I do still keep coming back, despite that many of them are probably excruciatingly difficult to listen to for, whether it be the tone of my voice or the boring and stupid topics I might be spurting out of my food hole. But I don't know. I don't want to try to manufacture myself and try to walk this line of how do I say enough funny things while also saying enough truthful things, while also saying enough, like, hi, bug. While also just, I don't know, quote unquote being authentic if I'm trying to pretend to be other things. I don't know. There's times I say pretty horrible things, whether it's in front of the camera or on the voice recorder or not. I think I have done some nice things, but it's seen as unhumble to say that and look at it when it should. It's also how it's depicted. It's how you go about explaining a good deed, a good situation, something that you solved, something that you did. So it's not like you're gloating, glorifying, fucking being narcissistic. Just, you're talking about something that you did, something cool that you might have done. I was hanging from the bar. I went to the gym with a friend, and we were hanging from the bar together, and they can't hang on the bar for very long. And we were just, two hands on the bar, and then when we can't hold on anymore, we fall. I was switching between holding myself with one hand to the other, and they called me a show-off. And that doesn't come from me. Now, sometimes, in some cases, somebody could be showing off, 100%. In this case, I know I'm not showing off. So it's kind of on them to go, not, is it that I'm showing off, or I'm literally just also testing, how long can I do this for? How long can I do that? Something above you, whether physically, mentally, or anything, that is deemed to be showing off. I would say no, because if you know somebody's being a show, if you completely sense it, like, you have to be able to discern the truth from, what somebody might say, which is, I wasn't showing off, but they're doing cartwheels and backflips in the middle of Target for no reason. With the huzz, and we with fine bitches and shit. It's like, you're doing too much, Chief. Sorry. Is that how the cool kids sound? I'm 26. I don't know how kids sound anymore. I don't think I've really spoken, that dialect for what? I speak Dumanese. That's what I fucking speak. But lingo, verbiage, slang. I don't know. Is my observations of these things and the way I talk a sign of autism? Is that what that is? Can you get late stage autism? I have a question. I have a genuine question. I'm so serious about this. Can you get late stage autism? If you get too many vaccines as an adult, does that make you autistic? Whether it does or doesn't I don't really, maybe. Everything's all alleged for whatever reason. I think it's also because people just don't want to read, and, seeing is believing. Regardless. I don't know. The whole point being is that I don't want to glorify myself, which is why I don't always record when I pick things up. I do record, as of recently, I have recorded myself picking up garbage more than I've done it not recording myself. And that mostly has to do with just I've been working a lot, so I don't actually have the time I haven't had the time, genuinely. I just haven't had the time to prioritize doing that as much as I would like to, even not in the camera, just to do it. Like, I see something, and I'm like, okay, let me go run and do that. Little tiny things, I miss that about life. I miss the spontaneity of things. The friend I went to the gym with, they were like, I don't want to feel like I'm on a hamster wheel all the time, but that's what you feel like you're in when you're in America. Drew a little 3-page or 3-panel thing of it. It's horribly drawn, but I'm going to get better at drawing. I promise. Hold on, I need to drink water. Oh, I felt that hydrate my literal stomach. That felt so nice. Whew. I don't know how to go about this. It's going to be my first time trying to do anything like this, You only kind of get the one chance to do it for the first time and forever. Something that Ryan Serhant says is your reputation is your brand. You ask me, like, how do you brand? It's like, dude, do you see what I'm doing? What do you know me as? Okay, if that's what you know me as, that is my brand. That is my reputation. They're synonymous with each other. The only difference is that you're tying another word and using it to encapsulate a different facet of how you're perceiving me. Whether you're perceiving me through the brand of Serhant, my brokerage firm, or Serhant, Ryan Serhant, blue suit. Sometimes it's high nowadays. I'm taking a more chill, relaxed, kind of approach. Close to retiring, maybe. I don't know. He sold his company or something. Regardless. That guy's got a lot of good in him. I think he does. Despite some of the funny stuff he says, is the most polite way that I can put that. He says funny. Has said some funny things. I like his show. I really like his show. I really, really like it. I've seen both seasons immediately when it came out. I've been listening to him. I hate on him, but for good reason, because I believe he's capable of great good. Genuinely do. I'm not saying he's done bad things. That's not how any of this should be perceived. I don't know the guy. I would love to have a conversation with him. And at any point, if I or anyone is met with this feeling of, I'm gonna fucking talk at this guy. I'm gonna say something that's rude, maybe against something else, to see if he agrees with me. He was doing a keynote that I listened to where he told the story of having to get a deal done by flying to China. You should go check it out. It's good. Maybe I'll link it. I don't know. Maybe. Probably. I'll see if I can do that. I don't know if YouTube allows linking other videos or something, but if it does, I would like to do that. I have to remember zones. Okay, I remember. Give the effort. Use an offender. Got it. Okay. Sorry, I was downloading my prompt. But I'm also trying to tie in the spontaneity of it Like, I don't want to spoil anything, but he had to make an impromptu trip to China. Not only that, but he had to go the extra yard for whatever reason that might be. I'm telling you, you should genuinely go and listen to it. But, again, I'm not saying he's done anything bad, but to see him in the position he's in, I feel like from what I could be seeing from social media, and I expect it from myself as well, is just, humanitarian acts, I also look at this as, I'm just going to pick on him. I'm going to pick on him until he does what I want him to do. He is the most influential figure in real estate at this point, and he has a lot of power. He can do a lot, man. He really can do a lot, and I would love to see him do a lot, Maybe beat me to the finish line. You want to have a competition with somebody? Oh, I sent an email faster than you. Plant more trees than I can, bitch. How about that? But in the keynote, to kind of grab the point that I was trying to refer to, was some guy who was like, we know you from $1 Million Listing, like we know you and Frederick produce, but what about Luis? Does he ever sell anything? And Ryan completely went, I hear your question. I don't really like the way you just spoke about somebody who I would consider a friend, despite what you see on TV. It's also not cool to, go after people like that, especially on this big stage. You're kind of just taking shots at him. I don't know why. Did he fuck your wife or something? What happened here? Did he slap your dog? But completely redirected it, said other things regarding, motivation, and then said, yeah, but I'm trying to remember verbatim what he said at the end. He's like, yeah, and basically thank you. Ooh, hi, B. Leave B. Thank you. Appreciate you. Sorry, that one scared me. I was like, he felt my vibe. I'm sorry, bud. I'm sorry. But, yeah, just thank you for the question. I don't know what Louise did to you, but thank you for the question. So, just I heard what you said. That wasn't very nice. See, there's kindness in him. See, there's a work ethic inside of him that, not many people can clearly match, So, I will hate on him in the most lovable way possible so that, he can also be a friend of mine in the future that is doing essentially what I'm doing. Because, listen, motherfucker, you make a lot of money. You are my only hope of doing this faster than I could by myself of, hey, let's tax the real estate industry. I know that sounds crazy, and saying this might get me blacklisted, whatever. But I don't think every real estate agent should just have to give up their commission for a charitable fucking cause. That's not what I'm saying. And I wouldn't force any of my agents to do the same for me. I would just do it where if I have a split with them, I would like to do a 90-10 split, truthfully, and just take that 10%, use it to cover whatever brokerage fees, because you do need to actually cover some fees. And I'm not trying to take 10% from every account. That's not what I mean. Whatever monthly dues, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I can't even be a broker yet for another 2 years. You know what I mean? I don't know anything. I don't know shit. I don't know shit. So, I need help. So I'm going to hate on this guy in the most lovable way possible, because that's all I'm really good at. And I'm just going to, I'm going to provoke people. I'm going to provoke people to do what it is that I want. You can either manipulate or inspire. Two sides of the same coin. One is passive, one is active. So I would just like to see more from him. Quite simply, it's for this next deal, for these next couple deals I want to do a $1 million deal, $1 million listing, and owning Manhattan, crossover, docu-see, whatever. I want to record something and create something where it's follow me on this journey to what? Because if I say this again, I want to listen back to this and, grab this. So what is our goal? What are we trying to do? It's a lot to say pay off medical bills, clean the environment, whether it's picking up litter, restoring proper water, growing vegetation. I don't really, like, I love meat, but God, I don't know if I could find it in my heart to kill any of the friends that I'm gonna have. I can't do it. Cows are too cute, and I eat them. I'm a monster. I just need fruit and veggies to be more nutritious. I don't mind going vegan. Cheese is still a thing. Fuck eggs, but cheese is still a thing. I can still have brownies. Like, I can have things. I just can't have meat. Oh no. I'm good with it. I like nuts. All in my mouth. Multiple nuts. Just, you know? No duty. But I don't mind. I don't mind. I just need it to be nutritional. I need ambrosia and nectar. This is what the food of the gods is. Arg. But I don't know. The whole point being is, what's the point? What am I trying to do? Wrap it up in a fucking sentence. Give me 2 words. Give me a word. Waff. I know I just paused it there, but actually, we're three. It's 3 words. It's 3 words. Waff. I'll tell you this. Here's my hint. Waff is an acronym for. It contains 3 words. Do I give you the first word? Are we there yet? Should I do that? Have I done enough of these to even give you the first word? I gave you a hint. All right. I'll talk about more things. I'm ending it so abruptly. Jesus Christ. I don't have a plan on how I would end this. I need to go wash my hair. I need to go shower. I need to eat. I need to walk my dog. I need to go work on a deal. Oh, I got some deals to work on. I gotta work. I gotta have a date with my girlfriend. I got a lot to do. And I'm super excited for all of it. So I'll end it there. Be excited about your day. I know I'm excited about my day. I can't wait to see my girlfriend and eat with her. All right? Goodbye, everybody.